Welcome, Jacques Schwarz-Bart, to Bremen, jazzahead. And I think you're called Brother Jacques in certain circles too, yeah?
Yeah, a lot of people find it, I guess, easier, and it's just a matter of habit. You know, at some point, everybody in New York called me Brother Jacques, and it became a thing. And I have to admit, Schwarz-Bart is kind of a tongue twister for a lot of people. So.
We're standing here in front of the Schlachthof, where you're going to perform later on tonight, and you're presenting a certain project of yours, Jazz Racine Haiti. Maybe you can tell me what is this all about.
Voodoo music, which constitutes most of Racine music in Haiti, Voodoo music is a treasure. It is one of the greatest musical forms ever created. And it's also one of the most influential. It's at the basis it's at the origin of the blues, the origin of gospel music, the origin of jazz music, and yet it's never ever credited. And I'm lucky enough to have been exposed to chants from voodoo rituals, basically at birth, and as I became more proficient as a musician, I realized how incredible this music is. And then I became a jazz musician, and then I was able to tie everything up together and connect it, and realize that basically we're living in a voodoo civilization, and we don't even know it. And often also when voodoo music is used or quoted, it's not voodoo music. It's not the voodoo music from ritual ceremonies. It is at best what you could call folklore. You know, I call it pretty music, and I hate pretty music. I like music that makes me fly. You know, make me soar into the depth of the cosmos, and this is exactly what this music does.
You yourself are a saxophone player from Guadeloupe, from the Caribbean. And you started out as a saxophone player in the jazz world. How would you get from the Caribbean to the jazz world in New York City?
You know, I'm still a jazz player. I'm still from the jazz world. It's just that in my conception, in my vision, my writing, I incorporate elements from voodoo chants. And there is a lot of original writing. As a matter of fact, it's about 50-50 in the whole project, or more, maybe 70% original writing around and underneath and sometimes over, sometimes introducing chants from voodoo music, sometimes going from chants into a composition. So basically, the voodoo element is a mystical charge that inspires the whole project, but it remains a jazz project.
As we could see in the sound check, you had a pretty band here with a beautiful singer and dancer. And how much of the voodoo does she bring into the project here?
Oh, she's a voodoo priestess, I guess. You know, you cannot get any more authentic than that when it comes to restituting and representing that incredible, powerful music and majestic music that voodoo is. And also I have to say, often when people think of voodoo, they think of rhythms. And people have usually no idea that it's one of the richest melodic traditions. You can only compare it to opera, because it escapes the usual verse and chorus form. It is really a composition that develops a motif with variations, and then that constitutes a movement, and then there is another movement, and sometimes there are like 4 or 5 movements back to back that constitutes like one song, and so we are really far away from what you would call the song format. And another element that needs to be stressed is that voodoo music is the only music that I know that deeply incorporates silence. That silence is like a third man, a third voice. It's actually a way to open the mystical channels because the theme resonates and you could almost hear the feedback from the universe and a new energy coming into what they call the peristyle, which is where people assemble for a ceremony, and that use of silence creates such a uniqueness and a way for the music to gain so much more power. I only know a few instances where somehow silence was part of music in some interpretations of Miles Davis, you know, in a silent way, of course, and also when Thelonious Monk takes that famous solo on Bach's groove and just stops playing, and that's the end of his chorus. But at the same time, it was not used in as much of a deliberate fashion as it is in voodoo music, and that has to really be noted as something special.
We are looking forward to hearing you tonight. Thank you very much, Jacques Schwarz-Bart. Thanks for being here.
Thanks a lot, and you know, I hope you're gonna be okay.